So this is part 2, and this little interview is between the coach and the assistant coach. And in this video you see a simulation of a head wrestling football coach using the GROW model to guide his assistant at the end of season debriefing and personal development interview with his assistant. And it's a great video, even though it's 13 minutes and 46 seconds. I hope you do watch it, because it's really, really good. And so the assistant's goal is to eventually be a head coach. And so the coach asks some goal questions of the assistant, then some reality questions, getting him to really think about what he did during the season. Then opinions questions, things the head coach can do to help him reach his goal. Then identifies skill sets that he has to have and wants to work with on how he could be a head coach and how can the coach help. And then the will questions. What is his commitment level? Will he spend extra money to go to conventions out of his own pocket? And so this is a great example of the GROW model. So with the behavioral approach continued, Coach John Wooden, former UCLA basketball coach, 10-time national championship. And if you have a chance to watch any of his videos, his YouTube videos, his TED Talks, they're really great. But he focused his coaching on telling players what to do and how to do it. He accomplished this through short demonstrations, about 5 seconds in length, that modeled the correct behavior. He emphasized effort over winning and noted the most important thing is doing the best you can because that's all you can do. And so with that coach versus peer leaders, coaches exhibit mostly training and instruction and that autocratic behavior. And peer tutors, more social support, positive feedback, democratic behavior. And in your book on page 218 and 19, they go into a lot of detail about the coaching behavior assessment system. Researchers needed to find out what behaviors coaches displayed and what initiated that behavior, or what the antecedent to the behavior was. A way to do this is to have a system in observing coaches' behaviors and to be able to measure those behaviors. So the coaching behavior assessment system was created. With this system, several trained observers actually record behaviors of the coaches and noting it on audio recorders. The situations in which the behaviors occurred, what was said, what was done. And there are 2 categories in those behaviors. Reactive, so reacting to a situation, or spontaneous. So some of the reactive behaviors. Reactive responses are those responses to a specific player behavior, as when a coach instructs after an error has been made. These behaviors are responses to mistakes, which there are 2 of them, reinforcement and non-reinforcement, and there's little short videos of each of these. Reinforcement, a positive, rewarding reaction, verbal or non-verbal, to a good play or good effort. and non-reinforcement, failure to respond to a good performance. Then responses to mistakes. Mistake contingent encouragement, encouragement after the mistake was made. Mistake contingent technical instruction, instruction or demonstration on how to correct a mistake a player has made. Punishment, a negative reaction, verbal or nonverbal, after the mistake. Punitive technical instruction given in a punitive manner after the mistake. Or ignoring mistakes, failure to respond to a player mistake, don't need or want to respond to every mistake. You may want to watch and then summarize some mistakes. And then the last behavior is response to a mistake, keeping control, reactions intended to restore or maintain order among team members or responding to a misbehavior. So some of the categories with that: spontaneous, general technical instruction, spontaneous instruction in the techniques and strategies of the sport that does not follow a mistake. It's just something the coach thought about and they're like, oh, well, this. General encouragement, just spontaneous encouragement. Organization, administrative behaviors that sets the stage for play by assigning duties or responsibilities. And then game irrelevant, general communication, interactions with players unrelated to the game. So each of these little videos are 15 seconds. So general communication, how everyone's doing, good weekend, enjoying this weather. General encouragement, here we go, nice serve, nice pass, keep it going. General technical instruction, right foot forward, right, left, follow through, the basic giving of instructions. Keeping control. There are two that are off task. Refocus them. Ignoring mistakes. And so with this, it may be a minor mistake. May not need to say it every single time. Mistake contingent encouragement. All right, it's okay. You'll get the next one. Mistake contingent technical instruction. You're going in quick, good. Keep elbow and contact high. Non-reinforcement really says nothing. They're just playing. No words out of the mouth of the coach. Organization. Bring it in. Get the balls on the court. Nice job. Closure. Hands in. Punishment. Some of the things she said, awful. I don't even know why I have you in the gym right now. Are you incapable of getting your feet there? Punitive technical instruction. What have I been telling you? What have you been doing? And then reinforcement. Nice serve, good height, swing. And so those are just some little clips that gives you examples of all of those different things. In this video, Dr. Horn discusses keys to peer leadership. So some of the keys: behavioral-based, hard work, positive, good role models, hold teams accountable. With peer leadership in sport, investigators studied peer leaders and found the following. Peer leaders have a higher perceived competence, exhibit positive social behaviors, and have higher intrinsic motivation. They are characterized by their positive attitudes, their abilities to control their emotions, their work ethics, and have strong communication skills. Peer leadership is positively related to the number of important team outcomes, increased task and social cohesion, athlete satisfaction. So the leader leads the team in achieving a task or goal, keeps the team together while doing it, and a good leader helps teammates keep satisfied along the way. Coaches feel that peer leadership is not solely the responsibility of team captains. All members of the team are expected to lead. In one study, 45% of the teams did not view their team captain as the principal leader in any of the key leadership roles. Another study, athletes indicated that 85% of the players on the team should be leaders. This suggests that coaches need to develop leadership skills in all their athletes, not just their captains. Peer leaders frequently inspire, motivate, and enhance. So findings suggest simply being the better athlete compared to the other players is not enough to be that leader. The leader makes his or her teammates better as well. And coaches desire to have their captains lead, but they provide little training on how to do so. So my question is this: don't coaches get trained on how to be good coaches? So why do they expect their leaders to be good leaders without training? Sport captains have various duties, from organization and administration, enforcing team rules, setting a good example for the rest of the team, motivate and encourage teammates, provide feedback, solve problems, confront teammates who do not adhere to the norms of the team, while maintaining their own friendship with team members is kind of a tough balance. So the most difficult aspects of being a captain, from being held accountable, dealing with others, staying neutral when you have to with teammate issues. So this can cause a lot of frustration for team captains and maybe feelings of isolation. So coaches do need to provide some training on how to be a peer leader, and they don't. What was found with the coaches who had strong leaders on the team was coaches effective on developing captains were proactive in their approaches, conducting formal leadership training. And as stated earlier, most coaches are not providing the training for them to be strong leaders. But the ones that do reap the benefits from doing so. Mistakes coaches made in developing captains include too much or too little responsibility, not communicating, failing to reinforce. And again, you have prescribed, appointed leaders and emerging